onto East Wyatt Earp toward US 56.
Good Sunday morning. Spearville, Kansas. US 50, US 56, eastbound. We just stopped in at Dodge City, topped up my fuel and my def. Last night we got to Hooker, Oklahoma at the Loves. Pulled in there, got done just about 7 p.m. So 5 a.m. I got up. We left out of there just about 5:30. We're going to try to make it to Story City, Iowa today. I doubt I'll get there, but we have the opportunity to do so. It's going to be a real close call whether I can actually make it there. So I was, like I said, coming up US 54 from Tucumcari. Good morning, Mr. Scott. No, no. Coming out of San Luis, Arizona. We first made it to Winslow, Arizona. Yesterday we made it from there to Phoenix up to Flagstaff. Phoenix up to Flagstaff to Winslow. Yesterday, went from Winslow over through Albuquerque, over to Tucumcari, where we got on US 54. Took that northeast through Nara Vista, Dalhart, Stratford, got into Oklahoma, past Guyman to Hooker, to the Loves right there. Unfortunately, because of the time of day, and I was trying to make sure I had a parking spot available to me at Hooker, I did not stop in Stratford at the Pilot Flying J there, to fuel up. So we were running a little bit, about a quarter of a tank, a little over a quarter tank. So this morning I had to make a little bit of change because I was not going to make it 290 miles over to Emporia. So I was not going to make it to Emporia, which is the first Flying J between, where I was in Hooker, Oklahoma, to Emporia, Kansas. And getting the card unlocked to fill at some other place, that's a pain in the neck. It always takes too long. It's bad enough I'm driving on a Sunday to get back to headquarters in Minnesota on Monday. So I really wasn't in the mood to try to get that done on the weekend. So I made a little bit of a detour there at Mineola. I turned north on 283. That took me up to Fort Dodge, or Dodge City, sorry. Popped into the Flying J there, right behind, not too far behind us. Topped up my fuel there, so we're on a little bit of a detour, but not a whole heck of a lot. We added a couple of miles to our day, but we still have the opportunity to get to where I want to get to this afternoon, around 4:30. Now, almost 1,900 miles of deadhead. Not exactly on my top 10 list of things to do, but that's part of work. Work is not always pleasurable. I try to make it so. Every job I've ever had in my life, I try to do the best I can at it to master whatever it is I'm doing. I do my best to be the best I can at it, and also to enjoy what I do. There's enough in life that sucks. There's enough in life that is unpleasant or not enjoyable, but we do it anyway because it needs to get done. But whenever possible, I try to take pleasure and joy in those simple, mundane tasks, like washing dishes. 99% of people, oh my God, I'm sure I hate doing dishes. Oh God, and they cry about it. I try to enjoy even a simple task like that. Folding, doing the laundry, folding the clothes when they come out of the dryer. I try to do it in a way that makes it enjoyable. I'm getting something done. And it's going to benefit me, so why can't I enjoy it? Like I said, today, normally Sunday is a day where I'm not driving. That may not, see, that's the time I'm on the phone, I'm on video with my wife. That's why you have not seen a a live stream cooking show, in 2 years. My wife takes precedent and always will. I mean, like I said, a couple weeks ago that I may start doing some more edited video. So, film it, cut it together, a little bit of music, some titles. I may be doing that soon because that's a little bit easier to do than a live show. But I enjoyed the live shows. The live show cooking, especially when, I don't know if you remember, but I would put out a list of like 5 meals that I could make. And then I would have, everybody would vote on it. And then I would do the one that got the top amount of votes. Live show. I enjoyed doing that. But like I said, at the moment, when that time slot is when I'm spending as much time as I possibly can with my wife, so they that's much more important. So as much as I enjoy that, well, we will do that. For a certain extent, that nothing would give me greater pleasure. Right now, we are working hard for our future, so we both understand the way things are right now. We gotta sacrifice a little bit, suffer a little bit at the same time, so we have the best possible future. That's why I don't take breaks. I don't take vacation. It's too important to sacrifice tomorrow for today. We'd rather sacrifice today for tomorrow. That's just the way we are. But I said yesterday I did 614 miles yesterday. Today we're going to try to do about 680, near 700. If I can do that today, I mean, the Rand McNally GPS gives me an estimate of 10 hours and 20 minutes. So in an 11-hour drive time that I have for the day, that's doable. Getting on the road at 5:30, that's going to help. So if I can get to, like I said, Story City by 4:30 this afternoon, I'll be satisfied. One, I'm going to be stopping at a place that I want to stop at, which is a Quick Star, Quick Trip. Always a great place to stop. So if I can get to Story City, Iowa today, I mean, yes, I got to deal with Kansas City. Yes, I got to deal with Des Moines. But on a Sunday, we should hopefully sail through a bit easier than during the week. So we're just going to do the best we can. Being as I have no load on, I do not have to stop for load checks. So yeah, that may only be 20 minutes. But that's 20 minutes me going down the road and getting where I need to get to. And especially since this past week has been a real dog as far as, putting the miles out. The Friday before this last week, I got the load that brought me down to San Luis, Arizona from Caldwell, Idaho. We had the Labor Day weekend, so I did not get loaded until Tuesday. I made it down the road a little ways, about 20 miles, 25 miles. Had to stop and wait for a height pole. Did not get started till about 10:30 on Wednesday. Then we had, like I said, the rear axle on our trailer. I lost 2 tires and 2 rims, so I had to wait. That was at Ely, Nevada, where it finally got stopped, and it happened in Ely, right before Ely. So I had to wait until the morning. So we didn't get started until almost 11 o'clock on Thursday. Friday morning, we left out of Lake Havasu City, got down there at 10:40, made my delivery, and then now I get told I need a deadhead all the way back to headquarters. So, not exactly what I want. Last week was about 1,000 miles total for the week. This load here, this deadheading, will somewhat compensate a little bit, not a lot. Then hopefully I have, at least 2,000 miles, starting Monday, a minimum 2,000 miles, to make the week somewhat decent. Hopefully I get a load going back past my sister's house near Atlanta. So hopefully we can salvage the pay period at least. But we'll see. Alright, so we got So to Osceola, which is going to be kind of my absolute minimum. To Osceola, it's basically 7 hours and 9 minutes, 466 miles. Which, that's my bare minimum to get to today, which is a little bit south of Des Moines on I-35. I've used basically 2 hours and 10 minutes so far for the day of driving, so we'll have basically 8 hours, 8.5 hours I can drive, so I still should be able to make it up to Story City tonight or this afternoon, 4:30-ish. I'll find a place. The only thing, the reason I need to stop now is because I'm required to do a 30-minute break. So we'll find a place to do that at. in Emporia. Now that might be where I stop, there in Emporia. Just do my 30-minute break. Then the rest of the day, just drive. Don't have to stop for anything. Unless the old bladder says, hey, knock it off. Offerell. Offerell? I would say Offerell, but I'm not from here, so I wouldn't know exactly how to pronounce it. Offerle. Offerell. Maybe a local knows better than me, I'm sure, but my mid-Atlantic, Baltimore way of saying things, I would say Offerell. Maybe Offerell. Offerell. I don't know. Whatever. One little small town is taken care of. All right, birds. An Alfred Hitchcock movie this week. We had a bit of lightning as we were coming up 54 into Kansas. Had a bit of lightning off, ahead of us, but I guess we've dodged most of the what little bit of rain there was. And you can see, we got a good deal of clouds, a little bit of light coming through, which getting started before sunrise is not on my top 10 list, but I'd rather try to start in the dark, have the sun come up, and be done while the sun is still up in the sky, than driving, into the night. That's never a thing that I ever like to do. I am not a nighttime person. I can do it, I just don't enjoy it. So Emporia, Kansas, at the old Flying J, 193 miles up the road. Basically 3 hours, so we get there. Just a little after 11 o'clock. We'll leave just a tiny bit after 11:30. We're going to keep it strictly to a half an hour break. We're not going to extend it at all. And that'll, like I said, that'll carry me all the way through the rest of the day. Last night I made some beef stew. Just threw everything in the old Instapot. Ground off the beef. Put in a nice large russet potato, a couple of carrots, seasoning, spices, bone broth for the soup base. So I made a full Instapot full of that, so about 3 quarts. So I'm going to have that again tonight. But if I can get up to, like I said, to the Quick Start, Quick Trip there at Story City, I should be able to either pick up some rolls or some biscuits. I'll put those into the oven and you'll cook those up. So I'll have some biscuits or some rolls with another bowl of nice heaping bowl of beef stew. So we already got our dinner planned for tonight. So the only thing I have to worry about is a little bit of cleanup. Past 2 nights have not really been as neat and tidy as I could be. Been a couple of long days. So, it's kind of, put a couple things in the hamper, vacuum the floor, do my normal wipe things down, straighten things up. Normal stuff. But when you get lazy, things pile up really quick in such a small spot, such a small area. So that's pretty much the agenda for the day. I said, drive.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
I don't know. So doing some laundry would be helpful, but I have more than a week's worth of clothes that are clean, so I don't have to worry too much about that.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
Speed limit reduced ahead. All right. Other than that, it's just general maintenance, your normal chores that we do every day.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
Wash dishes, put the laundry away as necessary. Put the dirty clothes where they belong. Blah, 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 blah. Like I said, dinner's already taken care of. Kinsley. Kinsley, Kansas. You'd be surprised how many times I've been through this little town in the past 7 years of truck driving. I think I've been through Kinsley, I don't know, 45, 50 times in the past 7 years. Easy. Me. And there's lots of little towns like this, the vast majority of people outside of Kansas never even knew it existed. The vast majority of people in Kansas have no idea it exists. Made little farming town. Got the railroad. I think they have a railroad here. Yeah, railroad passes right by. You know, farmers put their grain and whatever else onto the train, and there ain't too much more than that. It's a pretty, your typical small town. I mean, I can't honestly say that I've ever actually stopped in Kinsley. It's one of those things. It's just one of the places I just go through. That's it. Maybe one day I'll make a delivery in Kinsley. Who knows? I may deliver on a Friday, stay here for the weekend. Who knows? But that's the kind of life that we truck drivers live. It's always on the go, always on the move. Never really being anywhere for any length of time. And when we are in a place for any length of time, it's usually where we don't want to be because we're waiting. Yes, sir. I'm a company driver. I get paid for all miles. So I get paid less per mile, but I get paid all miles. So it works out. Right now, with the way the economy is, the way things are, work-wise, it's not a time, for me to try to go be an owner-operator, be a lease operator. Here I am, company driver, and I have to deadhead almost 1,900 miles. That's a bit on the much side, I don't like deadheading 200 miles. I don't like, having an empty trailer. But, as I said, I'm a company driver, so where I'm told to go, I go. I get paid for operating the truck, so there we go. And I just put 196 gallons of fuel in the truck. About 11 gallons of DEF. So I don't pay for that, any of those costs, all the repair costs, all the maintenance costs, all that stuff I'm not responsible for any of that. I try to act like I am, so I always try to find the cheapest fuel and maintain the vehicle so it doesn't need constant repairs whenever possible. But at the same time, I am kind of insulated from a lot of those financial worries. So at the moment, it's a good fit. I'm at a company that I truly enjoy being at. Like I've said many times before, I made the mistake of leaving last year at the beginning of March last year. Those 11 months before I came back, they were kind of profitable. I mean, we didn't lose anything by it, but I just was not happy with with what I had to deal with at those two companies. Tucker Freight out of Dubuque, Iowa, great company. The people are fantastic. You know, the work I was doing, I was happy doing the work. But the equipment I was given, I was not happy with that. When you have a truck that, first of all, it's an automatic, that's got all kinds of buzzers and beepers and flashing lights and things you can't do, you know, that starts to drive a person crazy. Every 5 seconds, you know, some beeper or buzzer or light was going off. It's like, plus the fact I had no control over the vehicle. You know, had a freaking automatic transmission. I was like, it sucked. You know, it's like I just couldn't do it anymore. And I told him, you know, hey, you give me a truck with a manual transmission, I'll gladly stay. But, you know, that's not the direction that company wanted to go in. They wanted automatic transmissions because I guess they're trying to get anybody to work. And, you know, unfortunately, I guess the pool of truck drivers nowadays, they all got automatic transmissions. You know, come on, you know. Plus, in reality, I was not really doing the actual type of work I wanted to be doing. Yeah, I did some oversized loads. You know, I was on a dedicated route for Case, New Holland. So I had, you know, I that's all that went on the truck, factory to dealer. That's all I did. I didn't get out to the west as much like I wanted. Yeah, pretty much. That's a good name for a carrying truck. You know, cameras and sensors and radars and cruise control, slowdowns and automatic braking. If I turn my truck too far to the right, the radar on the right side, passenger side, would see my trailer and give me a warning sign that I'm going to hit my own trailer. Like, come on. Beep. Like, no, I couldn't deal with that anymore. Like I said, the job was great. The pay was good. The company and the people, my manager was outstanding. I mean, I enjoyed that company. But the equipment that I had, you know, the first truck I had just kept having to break down after breakdown after breakdown. You know, my first mistake, like I said, was leaving Valley. That was my first mistake. My second mistake was not coming back to Valley immediately after that 8 months that I was at Tucker. I went to Keene Thummel because I told them what I wanted to do. They said, yes, we would like to move you to that. And I said, okay, I don't mind doing something else temporarily, but you know, I was not put onto the heavy haul side of things. And I was doing crap work. I was not enjoying it. You know, the company was okay. Not bad. I mean, it just wasn't for me. You know, and it took even less time to realize that it was not my cup of tea. The first truck I was given was a was a 589, 587, 589, a 587. I was in that truck for a week. And, you know, the thing that got me out of that truck into a 389 was the fact that nobody cleaned that refrigerator out properly. It was full of maggots. I pitched a fit like nobody's business. So then it switched me over to a 389 that was a little bit better. I don't like the way they had the Jake brake and cruise control set up. They did not work together. They had the stupid wing mirrors on there. Now, they just had a lot of crap on there that just did not fit, you know, what I wanted to be doing. And then like I said, they never moved me over to doing the oversized, heavy haul stuff, which is what I want to do. And just some of the things that they did, the process they did was just not for me. So I called, you know, I talked to my wife. I said, listen, I am not happy here. I'm just not sleeping well. I'm not enjoying what I'm doing. I said, I want to go back to the company I was at before, the Valley. She says, okay. My wife's understanding about that. She thinks I work too hard to begin with, but she wants me to be happy with what I do. So I called him up. I said, hey, you know, this is who I am. These are the trucks I drove. This is when I was there. Is it okay if I came back to Valley? What's the process you do? Well, we're just going to check your record. Yes. Blah, blah, blah. Come on back. What's the date? What date do you want to start? Here's when I want to be back. And I gave the company I was at my 2 weeks notice to be courteous, and I got the hell out of there. I mean, I wasn't doing that company any good. You know, yeah, I mean, I was doing the work, I was doing the minimum, but like I said, I was not enjoying myself, so, you know, it was not a good fit for me. So February the 6th, I got back here to Valley, and I've been happy this past, 6 months. And to a certain extent, it kind of feels like I didn't leave. But as far as trucking is concerned, I have no need nor reason at the moment to leave this company. I'm treated too well here. I'm very happy with the people I work with. So, no, like I said, 11 months away from Valley was a mistake, like I said. So, they take care of me, I take care of them. Everybody's happy, happy, happy. And that's why, you know, when I'm told I have a load Monday, you know, out of Minnesota or Iowa, that I need to get from the very southwest corner of Arizona, you know, right there at the California-Mexico border pretty much. Now I got to get back up here, you know, in basically 2.5 days. I'm going to do my best to do so. So, we've done 152 miles so far today. I got about 172 miles to Emporia. We're going to stop there. We're going to do a 30-minute break in Emporia, Kansas at the Flying J there. then, like I said, we're going to do our best the rest of the day to get ourselves up to Story City, Iowa, north of Des Moines, Ames, Iowa. Then Monday we'll put into headquarters. We'll do our administrative work there, drop off, paperwork, restock on a few things, basically bills of lading. Get those on. I need to have the truck looked at for. I'm having an issue with, my traction control and my ABS not always reading properly, so we'll have them look at that. Maybe I'll get lucky, I'll be put into a newer truck. And this truck, basically, we're at 348,500 miles right now. So we'll be at 349,000 miles plus when we get back to headquarters on Monday, or close to it. So maybe we'll get a new truck. Yes, that would take time for me to move all my stuff from here to there, get fully set up and everything put where it needs to be, but I wouldn't mind that at all. But it's whatever the needs of the company are first, so we'll deal with that. It's just the normal muddling along of life. Let's see where we're at right now. So we're roughly around Belpre, Edwards, Kansas, here on US 50. We got to get through the rest of Kansas, into Missouri, up I-35, into Iowa. Like I said, I want to get around Des Moines and just a little bit north up to Story City for the night. Hopefully Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, we're rolling out to go pick up a load going down towards the Atlanta area, hopefully. But other than that, it's kind of just the same old, same old. My view is like everybody else's. A few miles ahead of me, a couple miles out to the left and right, and a couple of miles behind me. And it's just tick off the miles, keep the wheels turning. Just do everything the right and proper way. We don't want to kill nothing. We don't want to break anybody. And we're good to go. So when I get, depending on when I actually get into a new truck, I know I've talked about it many, many times, building the cabinetry that I want to help organize and make life in a truck as easy as possible. We still may have to wait for that a little bit. I have all the tools I need. I have the knowledge, a little bit of the skill to be able to build things the way I want them to be built. Dealing with these little Walmart bins for my clothes, for my kitchen. They are not exactly, as efficient as they can be. They do the job, but they're not anywhere near what a custom-built cabinet something that's custom built, fits in, uses all the space to maximum efficiency. That's what I want. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
Not being in the permanent vehicle, permanent truck. That's kind of it's kind of a pain in the neck. Plus, for the most part, I've been go, go, go as much as possible to get ahead of things as I can. Maxville, Kansas. Majority of the town is on the north side to our left. The jerk rope. That's the excitement of downtown bustling Maxville. Oh well. Another couple of miles done. We still have a whole lot more to go. So the corn is ripening off there. See how brown it is? So it's ripening off. I would expect the harvest to be coming fairly soon. It is September, so I would expect, by the end of the month, a lot of this corn will be taken. I think they got millet over here in the to our left now. boredom has started to set in, so I'm not going to inflict you with that as much as possible, even though I probably already have. So I just want to say thank you for joining me, keeping me awake at least a little bit. I do appreciate it. Why you want to listen to me run my mouth anyway? But there you go. So I'm going to put on an audio book, maybe a little satellite radio, put some jazz or 50s or 60s rock and roll on. Maybe a little classical, who knows? Whatever I feel in the mood for. And we'll just try to, not let the boring old lonesome highway cause us to slip into a coma. Oh, I'm sure, up north especially, they're starting to do some harvesting, but down here in Kansas, I think they're, maybe a little bit longer, so we will see, So I just want to say thank you for joining me. I do appreciate you guys giving me your time and what little bit of sanity I don't destroy. So until later, stay safe. God bless. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one.